your Shakti Queen event in New York in October. What are the dates?
The dates are October 17th through the 20th.
All right, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so it's like a 4-day thing. Do you fly in the night before, so you got to leave on the 16th?
We start a little later in the day, so you can fly on the 17th if you like.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And what's the location in New York that you have it?
Well, I actually haven't been there. All I know is it's upstate, and it's at a beautiful retreat center. I am not sure where. Maybe Kendra can write that down in the chat.
There are a lot of really, really beautiful retreat centers upstate New York. So that's great. And mostly you say you get between 20 and 40 women, and you do this weekend long adventure that has you help them pull out what is inside them. What is inside women that you see appear through the process of this Shakti Queen event? What are the things that women surprise themselves about that are realized or discovered or unearthed?
Well, in many women, there is a kind of wildness that doesn't get a chance to express itself.
Oh, wow.
And it comes out like a flower unfolding, not like right away. And, it just unfolds. And there's this desire to express more of who they are, their power, their sadness, their brilliance, their laughter. I mean, it's just such a free place. It's really an opportunity to be around very high-level, switched-on women who are just going for it in their lives and who are not afraid to be very, very real, very, very honest, and give each other reflections of profound beauty. It's quite uplifting to see yourself reflected. You just come and you just feel very, very held, very, very beautiful. And the friendships that occur are the best part, really.
Extremely deep, I'm sure.
Yes.
Why do you think that we women don't come together more and do these types of experiences? What do you find that holds women back from being a yes to creating this experience? Because I know that it's not money. We buy expensive shoes and purses and things like that. Why are women afraid to say yes to the Shakti Queen experience?
Well, a couple of reasons. One is a lot of women I have found over the years are not used to being in groups of women. And they have had many experiences that have not been so great with sisters, mothers, daughters, friends. And so there's actually a lot of issues that other women have with other women. That's one reason. And that's why I changed after many years. The first Shakti Queen is really about healing the roots of the feminine. All of these tangled up places with our mothers, our sisters, our girlfriends, our, husbands, wives, and, friends, and so forth, they're just overlooked. We pay a lot of attention to our relationships with men. We tend to overlook how much the rupture and the disconnection and those places we just hold down with women, it's not that important. What's really important is, the men in our lives. Are we going to find the right lover? Are we going to find the right husband? Are we going to, get along with our bosses and so forth? And so we tend to just downplay and really overlook the value and the importance. But every woman knows that it's the women in our lives that are the ones that are going to be there for us when we go through triumphs, when we go through hard times, when we age. It's the women that are going to hold us and bond us together. So I say one of the most important things we do, that's where we start with Shakti Queens, is we go and we do deep ceremony to heal those bloodlines, those roots of the feminine, to return to that flow of the feminine. This is a magical, when those relationships, it's a magical experience, because when those streams of feminine energy, the feminine relationships in our lives are healed, our life just takes this huge surge upward. We suddenly have allies around us, people that can meet us, that can care about us, that can see us. The women are not afraid to just, say, just cut the shit. That's just crap. That's just unreal. And, or a woman is one to say, hey, no, quit hiding yourself. You're extremely beautiful. What are you messing around? What are you fooling around here? Yeah. Show yourself. And in women, now the other reason is that one of the reasons why women come is because for many women, it's also safer to really share much more expanded expression of who you are in a safe place around other women. We have that space. We can just be. And that's what I mean by wildness. It's not like crazy wildness. It is a lot of laughter. It is a lot of fun. And that's part of our wildness. We don't laugh enough in life. The other reason women tend to just have all these pretend obstacles, these imposter reasons why they can't give to themselves in this way is because, we're so busy giving to other people that we just so seldom give to ourselves.
Yeah.
And really just say, baby, I'm worth it. I'm going on a retreat. I'm having some fun here. I'm going to meet some exquisite, extraordinary women. I'm going to get some reflections about me and who I am. And this is like, what is worth more than this in life? To give that nourishment to ourselves. So I think those are the real obstacles for women, just undervaluing the value of their own just total, I get to nourish myself. And that's not only okay, it's like, that's what I need to have to propel myself with all the other things. Then the third reason is, of course, we're too busy and all of this, and we've got all these other priorities. Well, how about making the self a priority? Yeah. And what better way is to say, wow, I deserve this to nourish myself. Yeah.
Do you notice a difference between Western women and Eastern women, the women from the East Coast? Like when you go do a New York event, I bet you have more New York typey women. And when you do a Santa Fe or a Phoenix event, you have more Western women. Is there any difference at all in perspectives or ways of being?
Oh my gosh. Well, I love to go to the Eastern Europe because that's my lineage of Russian, Lithuanian, and so on. And so I just feel very touched going there. When we opened our first ceremony in the Czech Republic and we put together a sacred pipe, the Chanupa, we put together in ceremony, we call all of creation and so forth. The people wept. I mean, they literally started crying.
That's great.
I hate to compare, but there is really a really profound difference. When we completed the whole ceremony after days and days, we were very bonded. And at the end, we have a little tradition where the students give, if they so choose, it's a heart gift. You want to give a little gift. It's an expression for the priceless in life. A thank you. He's like, I paid for the retreat, but there's something else exchanged here that's completely priceless. That's why we call it a heart gift. Well, in the Czech Republic, we had a line of 50 people. They didn't just want to put something on a blanket and, leave it there, which is really what we asked. They lined up out the door. The closing took 2.5 hours because they wanted to come up personally, and they were crying and they were like, thank you so much. So I just had never experienced anything, the depth, the hunger for spirit. I think that in the US, the women are as equally hungry. I mean, who is not hungry for a deeper connection with themselves, a deeper connection to spirit? Okay. I think the hunger is the same, but we have more masks. We have more, perhaps shields, and, we're very cool. And so, and we do so many things here. I think there it's like, you come once a year and maybe it's the only time they're going to come. So it's really, really precious.
Yeah. They put a lot in.
And to come to one of my retreats there, I'm told, is equivalent to like a month's salary for them.
Wow.
Because of the dollar exchange. So, yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah.
They're going to get everything they can out of it.
Yeah, and they do.
So what is a way that a woman could get everything out of it that she could possibly get? What are some of the, I want to say ways of being, mindset, approaches, open-heartedness? What are, if you could give someone, here are the 3 or 4 things that I want you to do before you get to the Shakti Queen retreat so that you can just suck the marrow out of the bones.
Ooh, I love that. I love that.
What would your advice be?
To suck the marrow out of the So I would say the first one is just come as a completely blank slate. Have zero expectations. Okay.
Yeah.
And if little fears and trepidations come up, just give them away. Just say, I've made my choice and I'm going, and there's no turning back.
Okay. So blank slate is number 1.
Blank slate.
I'm writing these down. This is good shit. Number 2 was what?
And then come with a urgency to nourish yourself.
Okay.
An urgency to eat good food, to laugh, to feel love. Come with an urgency, even if you don't know how. Just say, that's my intent. I am going to just nourish myself, and I am going to find my harmony inside of myself. So I would say that is just come with an urgency for harmony. Okay.
Nice.
And then I would say then the third one is just be ready to surprise yourself. Be ready to surprise yourself.
How can you do that? How can you be ready to surprise yourself?
You actually say, you ask Spirit, you say, Spirit, just surprise me with what I got inside me. Because I don't think I got much. I don't think I'm much of anything. I'm asking Spirit, I'm asking you to like bring the unexpected. I'm asking to let things come out of my mouth that I didn't plan, or I'm asking myself to speak the unspeakable. Be really honest. And it's the sincerity, it's your honesty that is always it pierces the veil of the confusion and the doubt and the things that you don't know. But what I really find is that every time I myself have set an intention of going to any retreat, it's always different. I do my best to prepare. And then when I get there, it's completely different anyway. So the fourth thing is like, really just don't plan anything, because it's
allow yourself
different.
to be swept away.
Yes. I like that. Allow yourself to be swept away.
I like that too. Allow yourself to be swept away. I would add maybe one more that has always worked for me, because I think that there are a lot of people who have a lot of social anxiety. And one of the ways that I think you can mitigate that a little bit is to be in support of others.
Yes.
Be in support of others' journey. Encourage the other women around you to do the first 3 steps. And be a model for those first 3 steps to show how it's done.
That is so beautiful, Susan. Beautiful, because a lot of us as women, we may hesitate to give to ourselves, and it's a lot easier for us to do things for other people. It comes very naturally to us. It makes us feel really good to do. And so if that's a motivation, is like, you can't find the self-love, say, I got to come for myself, or I got to nourish myself. If that's not possible, just say, I'm going to come to be the wind under someone else's wings, because I love being there for other people. If that's your motivation, I think that's a tremendous ad. So thank you so much for that.
As long as you don't use that to escape your own process, right?
Well, you won't be able to escape your own process.
Oh, good. You won't let them. Oh, excellent.
I won't let them. No, you will be there. Ultimately, you will be there for yourself.
Good. So I was looking at, you have an offer. You have a $50 off coupon code. If you Shakti New York, SHAKTINY 50,
Yes.
Shakti New York 50. You get a $50 off coupon code applied to the full tuition price with food and lodging, or even with food only. But you're expiring that on September 21st, and today is the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 20th. So like 5 days from now, you've got a 5-day $50 off coupon running. And where do they go to sign up? What's the link?
Kendra said she's going to post that in the chat below.
Oh, good. Okay, great. And so if they went to amaracharles.com, they could find it as well.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Yes, you just come into upcoming
perfect.
and you'll find the next Shakti. Yes. Yes.
Good. All right, great. And how many Shakti Queen events do you think that you have done, old lady, over the years?
Oh my gosh.
A lot.
I don't know.
I mean, you're in good hands. Count them up. How many years have you been doing this?
30 years.
30 years. You've done,
yes,
even if you've done one a year, you've done 30.
Oh my God. I've done hundreds of events. Yeah. For women. Yeah. Hundreds and hundreds. I don't know. I never thought about that. They keep evolving and they're always different. Even if you've been to one that's named the same thing, every single one is different.
Well, you feel your way in a lot of, I'm sure what you do is respond to the room with all of the modalities and tools that you have to bring people into an evolutionary process where they leave more high, thrilled, excited, self-expressed, grounded, connected, and in love than they've ever been in their life.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that's probably what's happening there in the Shakti Queen throne room.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I love doing it, because I go through the same thing every time. I mean, with other retreats I teach, it's like, sometimes I'm exhausted, but Shakti, it's like, okay, I've had a retreat too. It's really nourishing. You're going to feel fantastic. And I got to just share this one thing. The last time we did a Shakti, it was called the Warrior Queen, because we have this series, right? And one of the things was that I came to this place. Okay, well, we're doing the Warrior Queen. And I realized, that it's about the enemy within, right? Even though the enemies might appear as external, it's real. The real battle is within. And I asked myself, what is the biggest battle that women have, and the one that they don't show? And I said, well, it's with their bodies,
Yep. That's exactly what I guess. Body shame.
Bodies.
Yeah.
And so I brought in this woman who's a champion nutritionist. And at the end of this retreat, we just subtly implemented these principles. Nobody even noticed, like with the food, but we just altered certain things. And everybody came from this retreat. I can't promise this every time now, but they lost like 5 pounds, every single woman. It was like, and it was really interesting. And so we started bringing this into our Shakti Queen. And she's coming again to our Dragon King in Michigan, which is October 3rd through 6th. That is coming up real quick.
Yeah.
And so, maybe you can make it to one place or another. And anyway, so what I also want to share is that we always do Shakti in nature. And might be, I've been teaching for 30 years, okay, great. But nature is our greatest teacher.
Yeah.
And can I share a story?
And healer.
Can I share a little story?
Please do.
Well, as I said in the beginning, I just got back from a retreat. I've been in the desert walking and being in Akiva and just going into my own personal ceremony. And I do this several times a year. And one morning I was out walking, and I went and I sat on a rock, and there were these 2 rabbits. And I have seen, like you might have seen, like maybe thousands of rabbits in my life. They're very common, right?
Yeah.
I had the most extraordinary experience of my life watching these rabbits. These rabbits taught me about love. And so I was doing certain things to assemble my reality, to heighten my perception, so that my awareness was really in a peak place. And so I'm looking at these rabbits, and I felt this love, like, when you're holding an infant and you feel like you just want to like munch them up because they're just so beautiful. You could just eat them. Well, that's how I felt about these rabbits. And I was watching them for probably about an hour, right? And I just felt this love. And the way they brushed against each other, it was like it felt to me like a lover brushing alongside of me. I could feel it in my body. It was so beautiful. And then I wondered, could I take this feeling of love and just move my eyes up for a sec and just extend that? I was just playing around. Could I extend that to like the whole sky? And so I did, and it went down some because they weren't such cute little rabbits. And so I felt this love, but it was a little less. And then I said, well, could I do this with the trees? And I did it with the trees, but it was a little less than the rabbits. So I looked back to the rabbits, and this is when they taught me, right? This moment, and they were gone. The rabbits were gone. And I felt this moment of like, oh, they're gone. I was just so in love with these rabbits, and they're gone. And then I had this flood of every lover that has left me. And I thought, then this little breeze came on my face, and the breeze taught me, it was like, oh, just doing rabbit things. The rabbits are just off in the bushes doing little rabbit things. And then I realized, oh, my lovers that did these things that hurt me, and that, they didn't do what I wanted, and they weren't there for me enough, and they left abruptly, or they didn't call me back, blah, 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 blah. All this flood of memory came in. And then I thought, well, they were just off doing other human things. And what I realized, these rabbits just taught me about love. Like 90% of our love is really attachment. And so when we have these experiences of love generating from ourselves and extending perhaps to our sisters or to nature, this is what heals our relationships, because we learn that if we wake up, we learn that what we think is love is actually really a hook, an attachment to something that we want to keep. When we find something, it's kind of human to go, oh, I like this person, I really want them to stay. And I didn't think I had such attachment, but we do. And so this is what it means because this is a sexual vitality summit, I wanted to give what I feel is like the essence of the sexual vitality restores itself when the greatest way that I know how is to go and to be into nature and to just watch the birds or the trees or the wind and get back into yourself and realign yourself, recenter yourself and feel whole again. And then the other people in your life that you so want them to be more sexual and have more sex and all, or be other, or you want yourself to be different, you want to feel sexy or whatever. You really need time in your life. That's why I do retreats. That's why I do personal retreats, because you need time in your life to just put all that down for a sec. You need time to be quiet. You need time to listen to nature. Birds can teach us. Trees can teach us if we let them, if we quiet down enough to listen and to hear what nature is trying to tell us. Nature is making love all the time. The wind is kissing the trees, moving the leaves. And that's the way we can learn to touch a lover. There's so much we can learn from nature about kindness and gentleness and fierceness and power and everything we need to know. And so I just wanted to share a little bit about the essence of what I feel, what it is that restores our sexual vitality, no matter how old, what our sexual preferences is, how much libido we have or don't. The first place is just accept where we are. And,
you just,
and as
sorry.
much as we possibly can, I know we say this over and over and over again. It's like you got to fight for a way to love what actually is.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find a way to love, or at first maybe just accept what actually is before you're going to get around to shifting or changing or transforming anything. And that is where our power comes from.
Beautiful. Thank you. That was quite the oration that you gave us today. I love it.
Hear any of that?
Yeah, I heard it all. Yeah, got it all.
My sound has gone out.
Oh, really? Oh, that's so funny. Okay. Well.
Oh, there we go.
Am I back?
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably just the internet is a little slow. That's,
Okay.
it's amazing that we can even do these live broadcasts to, in the universe. So we're so lucky to have the technology that we do have. And it's funny that you mentioned libido, because I'll just wrap up our Facebook Live with the information about the Sexual Vitality Summit. And what's been interesting, it's actually the second summit that I've done. I did one almost 10 years ago for married men in relationship who did not understand how to move their wives toward pleasure in the bedroom. And therefore their wives were no longer interested in being with them. And that was I remember leveraging the information I got from interviewing the people I interviewed ever since then. When you have the opportunity to sit down and listen to people talk deeply and in all of as many facets as possible about a particular subject area, in the case of libido for my Sexual Vitality Summit, I put together 28 people, my dream team of people who could really talk about the body and the emotions that happen around not being able to have the type of intimate connection that you desire because you've got pain or erectile dysfunction or prolapsed organs or vaginal dryness or herpes is holding you back from connecting with someone, or you've got prostate issues, or you've had breast cancer, or the list of things that happen to people's bodies that drive a wedge between them and their partner, because a person often doesn't realize that there's a solution to their problem. They think it's weird or unique, or they're the only one that has it, or doesn't happen to other people, or there's no solution to it, when in fact there's solutions to pretty much everything. And as soon as I say pretty much, people are like, yeah, but not mine, not my problem. My problem's different. You can't fix me. I'm not fixable. And when I talk to these 28 experts and I did the interviews and I put it together, and next week it goes free for a week. And the way it works is 3 to 5 free videos each day over 7 days. They appear and then they expire. They appear and then they expire. And you get that at moresexualvitality.com. You can sign up for free. There are some people who are busy and they're like, I just want to watch these videos or listen to these in audio, or have you mail me a printed transcript, and they'll pay, which funds all the people who promoted the event. So that's how the business model works. That's why we can do it for free. And when I listened to all of those interviews and I integrated all of that thinking, what I realized is that there's libido, there's desire, and there's arousal. And they're the 3 concentric circles that actually work together. And often, especially women, think to themselves, my libido's broken, I don't have a libido. When in reality, their libido is fine. It's not like I'm going to take a hormone pill and fix my libido. What's happened is their desire has gone missing. And most often, they're not getting the quality of arousal being transported into their lovemaking experience with their partner that they require to really surrender and to achieve the pleasure that they want but can't seem to find.
Right. And, like the one time of that, okay, you can get by, but a long period or maybe even a lifetime of that. And that is what erodes the feeling that there's no desire. But that's not, I completely agree with that.
And so often we women especially will have sex even though we're not well enough aroused, or we have an issue with our partner. We do things out of expectation, feeling like we have to, and then we get a chip on our yoni's shoulder and it erodes that desire. So I have a lot of really great conversation in that summit that is not only about how to fix what ails you, using your body's own natural healing and treatments and technologies that are non-pharmacological and non-surgical, but I also have a very deep vein of conversation that runs through the honoring and the need for our bodies to have safety, pleasure, slow arousal, engorgement, tumescence, sensation, stroking, love, emotional connection, all of those things. Bringing the awareness to that. It's my sneaky little way. One of my friends said, you know, I've been seeing you all over Facebook and it looks really good. I like it when you wear that white doctory coat that you wear, because I think people are more likely to want to hear what you have to say if they think it's a medical issue. And I'm like, right. That's my Trojan horse. My Trojan horse is you think your issue is a physical problem. And what I'm here to tell you is that that's a fix in a heartbeat. I mean, and even people who are like, you can't fix me right now, I know that there is a solution for everything. So that's what's exciting to me next week. What I'm hoping for is to create that transformational experience for people where they see both the libido piece and the solutions to the physical body, but the desire and the arousal and how they have to come together to create the connection that we so crave. So I'll let you know how things go. We've got about 50,000 people signed up right now. And we'll see what the comments are as people consume the beautiful and actionable information that we've laid out in a buffet for the people who want to fix the problem and get the connection and make that, you know, incredible love making happen in their life, because the clock is ticking on all of us. So there we go. Amara, thank you so much for doing this Facebook Live. It was our first one, and I thought we had we pulled it out, Mama. We made it happen. And
yes, you're so patient.
Oh yeah. Thanks to Kendra as well for doing a great job in the background to get us going today, and for doing the promo code, which is Shakti New York 50, and for posting the Sexual Vitality Summit URL, moresexualvitality.com. And I'm Susan Bratton, trusted hot sex advisor to millions, and I am with Amara Charles, leader of men and women and people across the gender spectrum who know that there's more connection to themselves and to others, and to have that self-expression of the Dragon King, the Shakti Queen, and more. We thank you so much, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thank you so much.